What's up, dudes and dudettes in the internet? My name's Scythe, and we are back again for some more Little Nightmares. Blah. This is one of my favorite horror games of all time, seriously. I love the core game. It's absolutely amazing. Like, seriously, if you haven't played through the full game, or if you haven't watched my full Let's Play series, I do have links in the description. But if you plan to get this game, don't spoil yourself, go through it all yourself, and then watch the series, because otherwise this game is absolutely astronomically awesome. I love it. It's actually one of my favorite games. The downloadable content, however, I'm kind of on the fence about it. This underwater map that we ended up having for the first downloadable content was really, really cool. It introduced a new creature called the Granny, but then we also have this other downloadable content, which is the Hideaway. Now, before we get started, I am going to say that unfortunately, this level is very, very, it's not really well designed. So generally, I already ended up playing through this level once before, and it took me an hour just to end up getting through the level. Not because the level is that long and that drawn out or anything like that. Well, it is drawn out, but most of all just because I found the puzzle aspects to be very confusing, and this level also uses kind of a buddy system where you get these little triangle head dudes to help you out on your adventure. Now, unfortunately, it goes to show that this game has barely any AI whatsoever, because these little triangle dudes generally don't have very good control over themselves, over the environment and everything like that, outside of one specific puzzle function. So you try to get them to go to one specific spot, sometimes they don't follow you, sometimes they got caught on stuff. It was just not really a good time. So I felt that for the sake of having a better video, I was just going to end up playing through this downloadable content more as a walkthrough, more of an experience that I can share with all of you, rather than my first, time recording through this level. I got very, very frustrated, and generally speaking, I really didn't enjoy myself during this level, and because of that, I wanted to do a retake and do a re-recording of it so that I could just kind of take a breath, calm down, play through it while knowing exactly what we're supposed to do, rather than just going through it blind and being absolutely confused and taking an hour to actually go through it. So that said, and excuse the long explanation, I hope that you're going to enjoy the video. So what ended up happening in the first bit of downloadable content was our character at the end of it, hashtag spoilers if you haven't already watched it, was we were caged, and the janitor, which is one of my favorite creatures in this game, ended up kind of pulling us away, while we also got a sneak peek of the main character being right beside us. So it was a nice coherent tie-in to the main story campaign. Whereas now, out of nowhere, our character is in the meat grinder, or at least close to, whee! And randomly just ends up escaping, which, already to me is cool, yeah, but it just kind of feels a little bit forced, because the first bit of downloadable content ended on such a high note of just being, okay, that's it, it's done. But apparently, there's going to end up being 5 downloadable content levels. That's why I was reading in the comments on my last video. And I also want to give a shout out to my friend, MaxGaming45, because he's the one who actually told me, dude, did you know that there's more downloadable content for Little Nightmares? And I love this game. That's why, like I said, I already ended up going through this level, but I wanted to do a retake, even if just for the simple fact that I was going to end up doing a better video for all of you folks, because I do enjoy this game very, very much. So already we're getting into the darkness of the environment. Jeez Louise, I forgot that guy was even there. It kind of scared me. And they're trying to kind of show the little pyramid dudes kind of sneaking around the environment and everything like that, because we kind of have to use them to our advantage. There's one hiding back over here, and it's all right. That's kind of what already ends up happening, is a lot of times, because it's tied to the same button, we'll end up grabbing all the wrong things instead of grabbing them. But don't worry, because this little guy, he's a little bit fatter than his brothers. Don't worry about it, dude. It's okay. I still love you anyways. Alley-oop! Thank you very much for opening the door for me, you little creature freak. And then also, we can really throw these characters. Like, seriously. Like, look at that. They weigh so little. And it still is really, really cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I still love this game. I still love the atmosphere. I still love the unnarrated lore, because it kind of leaves a lot to the imagination, which is what I like most about it, right? Okay, I think there's another little dude in here. Maybe. We got some symbols of creatures all watching our character or something, or watching these characters. Can you pull this back or something? Oh no, he can help us push it out of the way. That's right. And like, it's like really, really neat creatures, characters, and stuff like that. You know, kind of get to explore this big, crazy environment, which incidentally is on a ship as well. That's kind of the thing, is the main download, or the main game, not the downloadable content, ended up getting us to experience all of that. So I'm really curious to see where this story goes with this side character. You know, are we going to ever end up actually running into the main character? I would actually love it if this game ended up having co-op. I think that would be absolutely amazing, like seriously. Or are we ever going to end up, you know, are we going to run into the main character? Are we going to end up maybe fighting the main character? Because we're kind of on opposite sides of the fence here. While our character right now is trying to kind of get out of here with, you know, all of his meat on his body. The other main character from the game kind of ended up showing its true colors when we ended up getting to the end, where, you know, there's kind of, like, I love the main character, the little girl in the raincoat. I find it to be so iconic. It's so, like, crazy cool, #1 for this game, right? Whereas this kid, he's fine, nothing against him, but he's just a random kid, you know? So we don't really end up dealing with, like, oh, wow, this guy's, like, so cool. Okay, so here's already another one of those parts that I was talking about where the AI is just so awful. Like, seriously, it's really, really bad. Because we got to try and get all these dumb pyramid guys to come over to the door, but they keep on hiding. They keep on getting stuck on stuff. There we go. And it took me the longest time already to figure out that we were supposed to push this door open. Just because that's the whole thing, is this level's very unique, I'll give it that, where we end up getting a whole bunch of different aspects that we don't actually get in any other level in the entire game, including the core game, because now we kind of get cooperation with these little dudes, which also incidentally ends up giving us strength, you know, like we're kind of stronger in the environment. So we're gonna ignore that switch because we'll mess with it a little bit later, because the whole core mechanic that we're supposed to be doing right now is getting all of these characters back into this main room, which I really do like that. I like the fact that the map itself is kind of all set up where this is the central room, and we kind of just jet off to each of the side rooms that are kind of connected to it to end up going and getting all the different creatures and stuff. Of course, you can't end up going into the different rooms at your own leisure time or anything like that. You know, you kind of got to go in one specific way, because as we end up bringing more of these triangle dudes, we end up having different doorways end up opening up. Or, oh, maybe we do actually have whatever option we want, because last time when we went through this, I ended up actually going up to the ladder first. So maybe we'll save that for later, and instead this time we'll go straight for the door, so that you all can experience one of the most horrifying scenes in this downloadable content map, which has me very excited because I love the character, the janitor, but I do find it, I'll admit, I do find it to be a little bit lame that they're kind of reusing the character that we already ended up experiencing in this game, just because I love the creature design in this game. You know, I think it's great, and I would love to see more creatures be introduced with this game, rather than just constantly showing, you know, the same creatures over and over and over again. Because otherwise, even in the main game, we ended up running into the baby characters a whole lot when we were going through the game. And the janitor itself, you know, we kind of ended up dealing with him right away. So that's something that I think is really cool, is that means that this map right here takes place before the janitor has actually been defeated by the main character, because it's all kind of in the same universe and all going on at the same time, right? So as we end up trying to activate this, you see that we need another floodlight. Is that what these things are called? I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a mechanic or anything, but we need another one. So we gotta go through this room. And this room sucks, because as you step on the coal, it makes noise and attracts that guy. Like, I already played through this, but I'm still terrified. I don't really, like, the AI is so unpredictable with the creatures. Like, the creatures are done, like, so well and so cool. It's those little triangle dudes that I don't really know how to deal with. He smelt me or heard me as I was walking. Okay, we're good. Oh, no, I was just about to walk on that coal. We don't want to end up doing that. Okay, so, I think he comes into this room, unfortunately. Yeah, you can kind of hear the heart beating as a identifier for where he's hanging out. But what we're gonna do is slowly sneak away. Slowly sneak away, never mind! I'm not gonna slowly sneak away anymore. I'm gonna run for it. Oh my goodness gracious, I didn't know he was gonna do that. He's still such a freaky character, dude. Nearly give me a heart attack. Like, I already played through this level, but man alive, like, it's so unpredictable. You know, like, the creatures are done so well. Now, if I recall, yeah, okay, I don't think that one has any purpose. I think this is the only one that we actually need, which has this stool that we gotta bring over to these books from the other locker. Thank goodness he just doesn't hear this, or maybe he just has no way of actually climbing all the way up here or anything, because, man alive, can you get up there, kid? There you go. Jeez Louise. All right, so we're doing good. I'm also gonna try and do a habit of having my light on a little bit more often, because I know this video is very dark for YouTube. So I'm gonna try and brighten this game up as much as I can in editing as well. That's one thing that I do like about this character, is that we got a flashlight. I do find that to be very interesting and cool, kind of a different change from the other character. And in the first downloadable content, it was neat how we ended up getting the flashlight a little bit later, you know? I still like the lantern or torch or lighter that we have of the main character. It's just so much more, like, again, the main character in this game is so much more iconic. Does that attract him? I don't like it. Okay, yeah, he's right on the other side of that doorway right there, so we'll just try and be ever so quiet here, because that's our floodlight up there in the top right. We gotta try and get that thing out of here, because as far as I recall, my face cam should be in the top left. Here we go. I don't care. I don't need to go all the way and, like, pull those all the way out or anything like that. Let's just do it this way. There we go. All right, we got it. So, the thing that kind of sucks is we gotta go through the same spot we just were with him, but now we're carrying this light, which definitely reminds me of, like, Silent Hill and older video games, because now we have less view. Like, we can barely see. We can barely see anything. I farted there. I fart when I get nervous. Okay. Okay. What are you doing, stupid? Okay. Okay. All right. Sneak on by. And I hope he doesn't just randomly end up coming into this room for no reason, because he really likes doing that in this game. He really likes just going through and running after us no matter where we end up going. Oh, that's right. We gotta run for it. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. He's not totally chasing me or anything. He's not totally chasing us. Oh, wait, that thing's already activated. Ha-ha! So long, sucker! Hello, little pyramid dudes. Hey, don't trip on the ground. That's not fair. Come back here. So there's a secret entrance right here. And what we're trying to do in this room is get all the little pyramid dudes to get onto that switch. Which, I had such a hard time getting through this part of the map the first time. I found it to generally be just so confusing, and I just, oh man, it was really frustrating. So I'm really glad that I decided to kind of like do a retake and re-recording of all this, because man alive, hey, I played Mario 64. I know how to chase things that go in circles, okay? You think that you could get away from me? Haha, I use telekinetic abilities to pull you close to me. Yeah, that's right. So this part, Like, it took me so long because I didn't know whether or not we were supposed to use these little dudes to kind of push this thing over here, because we're actually, spoiler alert, inside a giant ship. That's why the environment and camera is constantly rocking back and forth. And because of it, there's a secret if we would keep climbing up to the top, by the way. But because of it, because of the fact that we're in a ship, it means that the environment kind of ends up having this puzzle aspect to it where things kind of end up like rocking back and forth a lot of the time, right? So what I was trying to figure out the first time I came through here was, do I have to use those little dudes to kind of push me while that cart is kind of rocking back and forth? But no sir, no ma'am, it didn't end up actually being that case at all. Instead, it was just what we did right there. Can you come with me, third little dude? This is what I mean, like their track finding is like so bad. They always get caught on everything and distracted with everything, which is fine, but that's the whole thing. Is like I said, like if you don't know what you're supposed to do, which, you know, generally I don't know why I struggled so hard with this level. But if you don't know what you're supposed to do, these little guys are very annoying. Because you don't, you know, they kind of get caught on everything because they get caught on all of the wrong things, you know? Like if you don't know what you're supposed to do, they kind of get stuck in the wrong situation and the wrong pathway. So like right here, for example, look at this. Like these guys are morons. They can't even get through here to save their lives. Come on. Come on. Come on, you. No, I didn't want to do that. I need you through here too, little buddy. There you go. Because otherwise, when I came through here the first time, I kept having to readjust that box that's blocking the door because they kept getting caught on it. And that's the whole thing. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm like, you know, like I didn't have a good time with it or like it's like not done well or anything like that. It's great that we have more content to Little Nightmares. It's awesome. But game aspects like this, like just in general, as far as gaming is concerned, period, I don't like dealing with like mechanics like this. You know, we had these little triangle head dudes in the main campaign, and we dealt with them like, it was like so cool, and we had them kind of, hey little buddy, I love you. They were a lot more helpful in the main campaign, not to mention the fact that we got to eat them. Spoiler alert again. So if you didn't already check out my full Let's Play, you should, because I mean, I know most of you watching at home probably already did, because otherwise why would you be watching me play the downloadable content? But still, seriously. So now we've got a whole bunch of other little dudes helping us out with the furnace there, which ultimately does give it more power, more juice. So now we gotta go this other way here. And this is gonna be cool because now, like, I like that. I like how there's actually, like, it gives you the option of tackling two different pathways at the same time. I do actually really like that. Way to go, Little Nightmares, because it gave us a kind of different aspect of level design that none of the other levels in the game ever ended up having, right? That said, I'm honestly surprised that there's only two different pathways. I thought there was a little bit more. Oh yeah, there's also these weird scary dolls everywhere. I don't really know why. Uno, dos, tres. There we go. Oh, that's right. Okay. Most of all, like, I don't know what's freakier. The creature itself or the sound design. The sound design is spectacular. Like, seriously. I love the sound design in this game. It's absolutely amazing. We got a weird pyramid head creature up over there. We also have a saw that we could activate. Potentially. That would be interesting, as if we could actually activate that and like attack this guy or something. I don't know, unless he's using the saw to kind of make that little pyramid dude or something. I don't know why he's following me. Like, really? Why do you keep following me around, you freak? But I'm generally noticing there's a whole bunch of different things that we can interact with in this area. Like, there's a lever up and over on the wall on the right over there, too. So, maybe we should try it out. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because when I came through here the first time, I didn't notice all this stuff. It probably is just for a secret. But I'm still curious enough to try it out. Aha! So that just distracts him to go backwards, right? Oh no, that activated the saw. Okay. 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 And then watch this. We're gonna activate it. We're just gonna get him to go over into that room. Please don't come over and eat me. Which means that we should be able to go on the environment without him being distracted by us right now because it's way too noisy. Yeah! Oh boy. I didn't know that that was a thing. That's really cool. Whee! I get it. I get it. That's awesome because the first time that I came through here, again, I don't know why this downloadable content is like so glitchy. Like they seriously should have done a quality check. Because when I came through here the first time, he actually got stuck on the door. So I was able to just kind of take my leisure time and activate, or not activate, but open that doorway that we just kind of fell through without him chasing us down. Also, if you have this downloadable content and you run into issues with climbing up this table, because for some dumb reason, you can only climb this table like 2 or 3 times before your character just stops climbing it for some reason. It's like a magic table. But you just gotta reload your checkpoint. Because otherwise, what you gotta do is just keep jumping around because the little pyramid head dude copies you. There you go. I love that. Oh, the glass, it hurts my feet. No, seriously, the physics in this game are something that I absolutely love. Like, everything feels proper, you know? That was one thing that I loved about the main core mechanics of the game and just like the main actual game campaign was there was a lot of aspects where you ended up kind of, or a lot of parts of the game, I mean, where you had to end up kind of like sneaking around in the darkness or smash a pot to get a key. But at the same time, there might be a creature inside the pot, or maybe it would end up attracting some creatures just because you ended up making noise and stuff. And that's the thing that I loved about this game, and still do. You know, it still is one of my favorite games of all time. Like, it really, really is awesome. Right up my alley as far as a horror game is concerned, because it kind of has like this unique feel to it, while also having like great atmosphere, great characters, and great creature design above all else. Like, that's the biggest thing that I love about it. Now, that said, I'm just gonna openly admit, even though we're kind of breezing through this downloadable content here now that we actually know what we're doing, I don't really like this downloadable content level, like, just because of the fact that it's relying on these little triangle head dudes, and generally, again, like, I just find, like, see, like that right there. I'm trying to grab the cart, not the side character, but you keep running into, like, issues like that, or at least I do going through it, so hopefully they have, like, a patch come out or something, or some type of hot fix. I don't really know how long this downloadable content has already been out for, but it's probably been out for a longer time than I expect anyways, and I just wish that it would be a little bit more refined, you know? Even going through this, I thought this was so cool the first time, because I thought there was a coal monster. There's no coal monster. Instead, it's just a dumb little triangle dude that we gotta try and capture. Capture! There you go. I can use my telekinetic abilities to pull you back into my arms because I love you. That's the thing that this game does very well, is it has a lot of, like, there's like 2 or 3 different levels in the game now that actually have this. Like, in the main game, there's like a shoe monster, where you're jumping in a pile of shoes and trying to stay on the briefcases so that creatures don't end up getting you. And the first downloadable content, you need this for the momentum, by the way. The first downloadable content, we're dealing with water. So we had to kind of watch out for any time we were in the water, we would actually attract this creature that's called the Granny. And yikes, dude. But see this right here, this is another part where it's like, really, devs? Like, come on. Where for some weird reason, we have to capture another triangle dude in the exact same manner that we just did 2 seconds ago. So it's more tedious than it is actually like adding to the gameplay or anything. Like, I don't know. At least we get to use our telekinetic abilities once again, because Jiminy Crockett, dude, like, I'm not a fan of it, man. Like, what can I say? Like, I'm a fan of this game. I absolutely love it, but I am not a fan of, like, just what we're dealing with in this level. I just don't really find it that appealing. So anyways, now that we have all these pyramid head dudes, we can not only use them to just get out of here in the first place, but we actually, the entire time, are trying to use them to get to this cart so that we can end up all pushing it together. Because our character's not strong enough to do it alone, and we need the help of our compadres, our nice little friends, to end up getting it up this ledge right here. Or not ledge, ramp. Ramp, that's the right term. Now, there's a really cool ending to this downloadable content level that I like, and that's what single-handedly saved it. Because otherwise, like I said, I already played through this level. It took me like an hour, and I was kind of like, whoopsie daisy, we don't want to go all the way. We want to pull this back a little bit here so that we can end up climbing up this shelf. But I just generally, like, I was going to end up putting the video up regardless. And then I thought, no, that ending is like so cool that I wanted to do a retake and wanted to have a better overall experience, because otherwise, like I said, dude, like I was getting like really frustrated with it rather than just having fun, and that's never a good thing. Here you go, guys, some food. No. Okay, we're okay. Don't worry about it. I didn't know that we could survive a fall like that. Like seriously, that sounded really heavy there. Okay. Hey, little guys, don't worry. I like how they all run up to high-five me. Like, that's so cute and awesome. Can you get out of the way? Seriously, stupid? There you go. Grab the stupid cart. Here, let's all push it together, my brothers. Yes! And now we're going to use the momentum to smash a doorway, which I would have loved to see, like, if we ended up getting more janitor action or just more creature action in general. Whee! Yeah, that was loud. Because otherwise, like, that's the thing. Spoiler alert. We don't see the janitor anymore. Like, that's all the horror aspect that we actually have in this level. Can you, like... I know you're, like, infatuated with the back of that thing. I don't really understand why. There you go. So they all go stand on that thing now. And remember that lever that I was talking about kind of earlier in the level where we had to go and pull it? Now we're going to pull it, because I didn't pull it when we ended up going here the first time because I wanted to wait until we ended up getting to this part. Which is fine, because when you're playing through the game the first time, it kind of shows you straightforwardly, like straight into the point where it's like, oh, if you pull this, it ends up opening the doorway, and later on you end up getting these little guys on the doorway. So here we go. Go for it, little dudes. Now that's going to end up instantly giving us enough power to get this elevator up and rolling in the background right here. And you gotta be very careful, because if you jump on the elevator too soon, even though as far as logic and physics are concerned, there is another elevator down there, there's kind of like a death zone that you run into if you end up jumping too soon. Because I ended up doing that and then I die. Sorry about that, my camera just cut out. It can only record up to half an hour. That's just kind of how SD cards end up working on cameras in general. Maybe there's some type of secret way to avoid that, but I don't know. It just pretty much means I gotta like pause and set up my camera again. Oh my gosh. That's really loud. It's beautiful though. I like how it looks like a giant monster and it's eating everything. Like seriously, I really do. Oh, hey. Hey, little dude. So we're already pretty much done with the downloadable content? Yup. Again, it took me an hour to do this. I got through it like in half the time just by doing a retake. Granted, I knew what I was supposed to do. It took me way too long to figure all this stuff out the first time. Ah, too heavy. Pyramid dudes. There you are. So this is where the ending, like, it's so cool and it's so heartwarming. Like, there's just something about this game and just like the creatures and stuff. Like, it feels like, it's like it should be a movie or something, you know? Like, it's great. And the fact that none of the characters actually talk means that you can kind of take your own perspective on things and your own idea of what is actually going on with these creatures and characters. I like how together they were able to lift the entire thing. So now you can see already, like, kind of reinforcing how our character is as opposed to the main character. Like, that's what I do very much like, even though I don't like this character as much as the girl in the raincoat, because I felt that she was a lot more mysterious. With this one, it does feel more like we're trying to escape, like we're in a very dire and dangerous situation, which we did get that impression with the core game mechanics in the main campaign too, but with this character more so than the other one, because with the other one, it was just scary, it was high energy, it was intense, it was crazy the whole time. Whereas this, you know, with the music, with these little pyramid dude allies and stuff like that, it kind of feels like we're all just trying to get out of here and don't really know what's going on, what's going to happen, you know? I don't know if these little dolls right here are like a collectible or something, but anyways, very heartwarming scene. I don't know why, it just kind of makes me feel like very homey. Also, I think just with the music and stuff. Why is the environment going crazy? Oh, that's right, I won't spoil this. But it makes me very excited for the next downloadable content. Now, I thought that this elevator was going to end up having the janitor in it fighting the main character. I thought that that would have been a very nice conclusion to the downloadable content, but no. Instead, we have the geisha, which is pretty much the last boss in the entire game. And freakier than that, she knows we're there. So that's the downloadable content of the Hideaway for Little Nightmares, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed this better than I did the first time going through it. That's the whole thing, too, is it's pretty cool how even when you know what you're doing, you can get through this in half an hour. But again, when I didn't know what I was doing, it took me like an hour, and it was just like ridiculous, and it was frustrating and everything like that. So I'm really glad that I decided to do this, and I hope that you all enjoyed today's video, everybody. Absolutely love Little Nightmares, like seriously. Even though I felt that this downloadable content was not nearly as powerful as the first one, and nothing is going to end up topping the main core game campaign, I'm still very, very curious to see what ends up happening with this character now more than ever, because now we're already, like, in the next downloadable content, what's going to happen? Are we already going to be messing around with the last boss and her mechanics? Because the last level in the main game, though very, very awesome, extremely horrifying and crazy, it was very, very short-lived. You know, like we barely got to scratch the surface of what that last boss character is capable of. Instead, we ended up just having a couple jump scares, and then there was just the final battle, and that was already it. Whereas now I'm hoping that the next downloadable content doesn't take 5 years and ends up having our little character kind of messing around with the geisha character a little bit more. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but in any case, thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. That's also going to build up loyalty points in my merch store. Links are in the description for that, where you can buy this shirt and a bunch of others. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Sayonara, and stay epic.